Hey everybody, David here, back with another video. And today we are going to be talking about 5 under the radar fragrances. Now, before we hop into this video, if you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you have not yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that support, and so you do not miss any of the videos I post on the channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's hop into these 5 under the radar fragrances. Which these fragrances, I got some freshies, I got some darker scents, and I got one scent on here too that you could wear all year round as well, and it would just do the job for you. A lot of these fragrances are very cheap at discounters. I'd say under $50, even some of them under $40. There maybe be one or two you can get for $20. But a lot of these fragrances are not ones people know about. And even in the fragrance community, I do not see a lot of love for these. But these do the job just as well as those expensive designer and niche fragrances for what they do. Now, the first fragrance I got for y'all today is from a house that I only have. This is the only fragrance I have from that house. And it is Perry Ellis America. And man, this is an Aventus clone, and it does a darn good job at it. And as people would say sometimes, America. And have the eagles flying over my head and all that jazz. But not the point. I'm getting off subject because it's America. But America. But Perry Ellis America here. This one, like I said, it's going to be your Aventus style fragrance. You can wear it in the same situations. This one, for the price you can get it at, does the job of Aventus. Not with the same quality, but it's close to it. It's close to smelling like that Aventus, but of course Aventus is going to have better quality, better ingredients. This one, in my opinion, possibly even lasts a little bit longer than the new batches of Aventus. So let's get into the main accords. Main accords: citrus, spicy, woody, fruity, and a fougere, which I get that with this fragrance. It's a little twist with that fougere in it. I enjoy that part of this. In the top notes, relating it back to Aventus, you got that pineapple, bergamot, white pepper. Heart, you got lavender, myrrh, and rose. Base, you got amber, birch, and patchouli. And that birch is going to tie back to Aventus as well. Off that top, you get that birch along with that pineapple. You get those both combining to really give it that kind of smoky scent. This is going to be more on the smokier side of Aventus than the sweet. Some people get more of the juicier with the pineapple because there's all these batch codes with Aventus. Don't worry about that. But this one right here, this one's more on the smoky side of things. You get that white pepper up at the top, making it a little spicy. This one I can actually get the rose in as well in that mid. The rose kind of gives it, it's kind of a greener rose. It's not like an actual floral. It's kind of more of a green, in my opinion. And you got those woods at the bottom and that amber helping it stay on the skin for a while and doing its thing. I would say this one doesn't project a lot from where I wear it, but if I'm looking for a cheap designer version of this DNA, I'm going with Perry Ellis America. I do not have the Mont Blanc Explorer. I know a lot of people talk about that one, but this one, I was like, why do I need that when I like this one so much? So, and the price is right on that one as well. So Perry Ellis America, that's the first one on our list. Next one, this is going to be the dark scent on the list. One of the dark scents on the list. This is going to be one more for that winter and fall time. This one's probably the best car brand in my opinion, next to Mercedes-Benz. They have a lot of good fragrances in this line, and it is Bentley for Men Absolute. I don't really see this one being talked about much, man. The all black bottle, it's nice. It's a very woody scent, that is for sure. This one is going to be more challenging than the America to wear, but if you enjoy your woody scents, your darker scents, this Bentley for Men Absolute, I highly recommend you checking out. And for that price point, it won't hurt the pockets too much. So the main accords, you got woody, spicy, smoky, resinous, and earthy, which I really get that earthiness in this scent. I get the resinous and the smoky a lot in here, and the woods. All of those I really get with this one. In the top, you got frankincense, pink pepper, ginger, which gives it that woody smell from the get-go. You got atlas, cedar, papyrus, and sandalwood, amber, oud, and moss. And I was going to say the oud is not animalic in this one. It's more of a wearable oud, so you don't have to worry about that. And with this one, that oud kind of gives me it's like an not an incensey oud, but it gives this a little incense with the smoke. Even though incense is not listed here, all those woods combined, I think with the pink pepper, make it a little bit have an incense feel to it. And overall, this scent will do the job in the winter for you. It'll last, and yeah, it's a great scent from Bentley. That's all I have to say about that one. So, a lot of people talk about with Bentley. They talk about Bentley Intense for Men. I do not have that one in my collection, but this one is up there for me. I got a few from Bentley. Silver Lake is another one I got, which I really enjoy as well. So, next one is from Azzaro, and it is the OG Wanted. It's the OG Eau de Toilette. And I have to be careful with my bottle. I heard other people had this issue too. When you take off the top on the bottle, the atomizer comes out. And I'll try to show you guys. See, the freaking lid is hard to get off. And see, if I untwist it here, it's real easy to twist. Really bad quality control from this bottle. I don't know if other people... I've heard other people kind of having these issues with these. But, man, this is going to be your bubblegum sweetness scent. So this is going to be a spring and summertime. It's going to have good projection, good longevity with this one. It's going to smell very similar to Invictus, the OG Invictus. But I prefer this one over that. Very, very good fragrance done by Azzaro here. A lot of people talk about the other Wanteds in the line, like Wanted by Night or Wanted, the Most Wanted. But this one, for the summertime, is not a bad option for the price you can get it at. It's an easy grab-and-go, spray on, do your thing. This is going to be more wearable, or not more wearable. This will be probably easier to wear than the Bentley for a lot of people as well. The main accords is synthetic, citrus, sweet, fresh, and spicy. At the top, you got lemon, you got ginger, and then in the heart, you got cardamom, that juniper wood, and in the base, you got that tonka and that vetiver. With that being all said, that tonka and the cardamom is going to give it that sweetness, and then the ginger with the lemon up top kind of gives it like a tea feel, like an herbal feel to it. And I know it's not even listed in here with that, but that citrusy, I guess, feel would be more of that kind of herbal feel I'm talking about, with like a tea, like a herbal tea, but it's not really, it's just like a lemon tea, if that makes sense. I shouldn't say herbal. It's more of that lemon tea feel with this one right here. And it's a very nice grab-and-go fragrance, I have to admit with that. The next one, this is from an actor. So, a lot of people, celebrity fragrances are so hit and miss. This is like the only actor fragrance I really have. And it is from Antonio Banderas, and it is the Icon perfume. So, they have an elixir in here, which I enjoy. It's very similar to some other fragrances out here. And that's what this line is. It's very similar to other fragrances. And there's another fragrance in this line that started it all off. It's just regular Icon, and it's in a blue bottle. And that one smells very close to Dior Sauvage. This one, I can't really pinpoint what this one smells like, but it's going to be more on your sweet side. It's going to be your darker scent. This one's got a lot of other scents kind of mashed into it. Like they just grabbed the bits and pieces from a few fragrances and put them all in here and said, hey, here's your fragrance. But for the price you can get this at, the longevity is nothing to be afraid of. It lasts. The projection's fairly decent throughout the first few hours. And this one, I've even seen go for like $20. So you cannot complain about this. And this Icon line from Antonio Banderas, there hasn't been one that I've turned my nose at and be like, oh, this smells nasty. All of them are wearable. All of them are enjoyable scents. The top notes in this one, you got black pepper, grapefruit, and juniper. I get that black pepper a lot up at the top, and the grapefruit kind of gives it a little freshness up at the top. The heart notes, you got cypress, iris, lavender, and suede. That iris is not going to be that soapy iris. It's going to be more that creamy iris, and going to be mixing with that suede to kind of give it a little bit of a leathery sweetness, if that makes sense to you. Leathery sweetness with that creamy iris. And then the base, you got benzoin, labdanum, patchouli, and vetiver. So those woods just helping it kind of stay around a little bit longer, give it a little bit of woody feel to it. But that suede and iris works very nicely in this fragrance. And then the black pepper gives that spiciness as well. Last but not least on this list, this is a fragrance house that I used to be really big into. As a kid, these would be my go-to fragrances. I would always go to Macy's with my grandma, and I would always pick out these fragrances because I'd always see some new ones, pick and choose, all that jazz. And it is no other than Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Intense. So this one's going to be a freshie. Got the little alligator on it. I think that's why I was a kid. I really liked the alligator. Really enjoyed it. This one, opening is amazing on this one. I'll tell you right now, the opening is very good. And I'll say with the Lacoste fragrances, a lot of people don't really give them the credit that they're due. They do the fragrances in a good way. So what I mean by that is they get the job done for what the fragrance is doing. So they excel at that. It's nothing hyper unique. It's nothing going to be too crazy. It's not going to make you stand out from a crowd. But this for a freshie, all their freshies, even the Match Point ones in the L1212 line, these are very nicely done and they're easy to wear, kind of like the Zara Wanted here. It's just an easy grab and go and spray and leave. And I got to give kudos to Lacoste on that. You know, it's very hard to be consistent with what you're trying to do with a fragrance, and the price isn't that much. So, you know, with fragrances that you might need to spray a little bit more on, it doesn't hurt the pocket as much because you need to spray a little bit more because they're cheap. You know what I mean? So that's another positive. And with this one, you know, I usually spray up a little bit more than what I usually use. So the main accords, you got fresh, green, woody, citrus, leathery. In the top, you got orange, cardamom. In the heart, you got lavender, mugwort. I don't even know what mugwort is. Sage. And in the base, you got leather, sandalwood, and vetiver. I was going to say that cardamom gives it a little sweetness up at the top in this opening, which gives it that orange a little sweetness as well. But I'm not going to say it's super sweet like the Azzaro here, but it is got some sweetness up at the top, but it's also got just a sprinkle of that grindiness of that citrus, which I enjoy in fragrances. The opening here is going to be the star of the show. That lavender is going to pop out with that sage in the mid. It's going to give you a little kind of lavender-y feel, I guess you could say. And then that leather, that sandalwood, that vetiver, those woods just there in the base to help it kind of stay around a little bit longer and that dry down. I don't really get a lot of that leather in this fragrance, so you don't have to worry about that. I don't really get a leather feel to it. Overall, it's more of a fresh fragrance than a leather fragrance. And yeah, there you all have it. There is 5 under-the-radar scents that I think that should be talked about a little bit more. With all that being said, let me know in the comments down below what your under-the-radar scents are, and I will see you all on the next video.